right, welcome everybody. My name is Fausto Pugliese from Cyber Trading University. Thanks for being here for today. We're going to talk about how to trade today's volatile markets with the certain stocks that we're looking at, and most importantly, how to make a retirement income streaming when it comes to trading today's volatile markets. You know, a lot of people want to go out there and you see what's happening in today's world. The market right now is down to about 440 points. You're wondering, are we hitting resistance levels? Do we go out there? Do we basically try to do something when it comes to trading and knowing what to find, how to trade them, how to get in out of them, all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about some of the techniques and strategies that we do when it comes to trading, especially when it comes to finding these stocks, knowing what drives them up, why did we trade them. And then what we're going to do at the end of the presentation, we're going to invite every single one of you to come into our live trading room, which some of you are probably seeing right here on one of my extra monitors. And you're going to see exactly why we trade these certain stocks and what other traders are doing and, you know, how they basically trade it. So let's get right into it and have some fun. All right. So before we get started, just a quick little disclosure, just to let everybody know that, you know, basically this is strictly just education. I'm not making any recommendations or promises or guarantees. Everything is a case-by-case basis for different kinds of students. So just sit back and enjoy. And like I said, the whole idea is here to learn. All right. Now, my question to everyone is, how long have you been trading? Now, I could do a poll. I think I have a poll on this one here. Let me do a poll. I have a cam poll. How long have you been trading seriously? Okay, let me just load up this poll right here. And I know we have some people that are watching right now on YouTube and social media. It's just, you can probably just click on the chat and I can read the chat right from there. That would be fine. And let me see what we got going here. All right. So just let me know what you guys are coming up with. I'm gonna share that poll with everyone also, so you guys could see what it comes down to. All right. So I'm gonna share this poll. It doesn't look like. All right. There we go. So it looks like we got about some of you, 40% are brand new. So we don't have any new traders. Look like some of you have been trading for a while, which is good. All right. Well, I've been doing this for almost 30 years. Okay. I love what I do. I've been teaching for a long time. But the reason why I'm here is I'm not here to teach you all how to trade. I'm here basically want to do is I want to go out there and look to recruit traders. I want to teach some of you out there to go out there and teach you how to trade today's market so we could trade together. And, you know, and I think that's where the big disconnect where people don't realize. You think like you could just watch YouTube or watch somebody on TikTok or Instagram, or maybe just buy some newsletter. It doesn't work like that. The way it works when it comes to trading is you really have to go out there and you have to surround yourself with a team. And that's what really helps all of you do really well. Now, what you could do right now, if you guys want to, is everybody have their phone? Okay, so if you have your phone, you bring it up to photo, okay, you want to take a photograph, you could scan that QR code right now. And for the lucky ones that do that right now, you'll get the opportunity to actually get a free phone call from me as a courtesy for a coaching class. And this purpose of this is basically giving you 1 week access in my trading room. That's basically what this is about. Because listen, right now what's happening, you guys are actually interviewing me. And then eventually, after we're all said and done, I need to interview you to let you know, listen, is this really for you or not? So go out there and click on that QR code. Now, regarding about some stocks, let's talk about some things that are moving. Now, the NASDAQ's been up pretty big. And also in the past week, this is what we've been trading in our trading room. We talked about a stock like RIVN. If you've been watching me on social media, if you've been watching our Twitter account, these are stocks that we traded. I mean, this is all in one day in pre-market. Stock started at 17, went to 1950 by 12 o'clock. Carvana has been not only been a great day trade, but it's also been a good swing trade. You want to know how to swing trade. You want to know how to invest. You got to know how to understand what happens over the course of the day. And you could see Carvana had a really nice push from 24 to 28. This is like 9:30 to like 11:45. Another one, BTAI, another big mover right here. You can see it, $8 stock up to about 11.50. Great mover, very inexpensive stock. And, you know, it all comes down to, you know, want to know like, well, why did these stocks go up? Who rode them up? How did you find them? That is what I'm going to be teaching all of you today, of how to go out there and trade today's markets. You got to know exactly why they're going up, who's running them up. And because it doesn't matter what we think. You got to remember why you're here is, I know what the main reason is, you want someone to teach you how to make money, but the goal is not about making money. It's about losing money. That's really the big thing right now we have to focus on. So how I got started, let me tell you a little bit about myself, because I don't want to waste everybody's time. You're probably like, well, Fausto, what makes you different than anyone else? I hear the story all the time. I've been through so many webinars. I watch all these YouTube videos. What separates you from the rest of the field? Well, I am one of the original day traders that started this industry. When I started, it was probably, I don't know, maybe 1,000 of us. Now there are millions. And that picture right there kind of explains it all. A bunch of kids tormenting Wall Street. Now, I used to, that was a friend of mine. That was me. It was one of the kids out there, just like that photograph you see there. And, you know, I've been doing it ever since, and I love it. But what bothers me more than anything is that there are people out there that are watching. Some of you watching right now feel like, you know, you just can't get ahead. You don't understand how it works. You know, nothing really has changed since I started till today, other than when I started, you had to be licensed. You had to basically, you had to work for somebody. You had to split the profits. Ticket charges were expensive. I had to pay $1,000 for technology. Now you're getting all this stuff, you know, for nothing, you know, and people still can't make money doing it. So let's go out there and look at it. So listen, I'm basically, you know, I compete against every school I went up against. I beat everyone I traded up against. But that doesn't really make you money. What really makes you money is that just because you're a champion doesn't mean you're a good teacher. Well, that's really what I want to do today. I want to teach everyone exactly what the style is and why people fail today and why there's such a very big interest in it. And hopefully today you'll be just like these people up on the screen to be part of the C2 family. Now, I've been featured on every channel, every financial station out there. You know, I've done plenty of speakings. I'm actually going to be on NASDAQ in next 2 weeks again. And the big thing that these got to understand what these companies want you to do is they want you to learn how to trade the market, because they know that if you know how to trade, you'll be their client there forever. And, you know, that's one of the big reasons why, you know, brokerage firms want you to learn how to trade. Listen, as much as they want to trade against you, they also don't want to lose you. And you know what? I'll even go even further than that. I'm even going to give you my book. Okay. You can go to actually Amazon, pay almost $50 for it, but stick around, register. I'm going to show you how to get it for free. Okay. At the end of the presentation. Now, listen, this session is not about me. I don't like talking about myself, but you should know a little bit more about the people that are out there. You know, you get people that, you know, they think like, oh, you know, I'm a mathematician, or I'm a teacher, and now I became good at it. Listen, unless you worked in the trenches, some of these people never been through the hard times. And that's what you have to understand. So with that said, I want to talk about myself. I want to get right into it and talk about you. I want to talk about how to stop to make these big failures. Okay. Because that's where people blow up their accounts. That's the big issue. Everyone likes to talk about the winners. Nobody wants to talk about the losers, because you're at an age right now, some of you maybe are preparing to retire or are retired and just don't know, do I give to someone else to trade, or do I do it myself? And trust me, you can do it yourself. Okay. You really, really could. But I know nobody wants to go out there and learn it again, or go to school, learn it, but you're going to have to do it. You got no choice. So let's talk about some of the reasons why people fail. First of all, they start mixing swing trading, day trading. They make these big mistakes out there. They also go out there and they read too many books. They try to find the cheapest ticket charges out there, the cheapest brokerage firm. Listen, you don't want cheap. You want a good deal. Okay. I always tell everybody that. They're like, you know, everyone is always like, Fausto, why do you know, like, are you being cheap? No, I just want a good deal. And there are good deals out there, but I don't want the cheapest tickets. I want the best, you know, tickets, you know, that I can get with the best execution. Another reason why people fail is they kind of trade by themselves. They go out there, they think they can do it themselves. They blow up their accounts doing that. They don't, or they might try to do it. They don't trade with successful traders. They don't know how to take losses. That's like the biggest thing. They just don't know when to admit when they're wrong. Sometimes they're more of a deer at headlights. They don't know how to make quick decisions. don't know how to be patient, don't know how to stock comes to them. These are the things that make you a great trader. And you know what? You have to understand you're gonna lose in today's markets. It's part of the game, and that's okay. But it all starts by getting the right education, knowing these specific little basic things that we're going to talk about in today's presentation, and how to do it successfully. Now, let's talk about the number one big thing that people fail, okay? They all have the wrong execution system. They don't know how to don't know what they're looking at. They're looking at some of these execution windows. They're like, wow, things are moving so fast. How do I watch this? How do I go here? I'm going to talk about some of the biggest, most important, and the main reasons why people fail in trading. They don't have the right platform. That really what comes down to it. It's not about the right education. It's not about the right setup. It's having the right platform. That's really what comes down to it. So we're going to talk about three very important execution systems: level 2, level 3, and level 4. Now, please keep in mind, this is not the Fausto execution system. I'm not here to sell you a program software like some other people. I'm not here to sell you a crystal ball. Listen, what I'm showing you, you can get this through any brokerage firm, okay? The problem is you got to know how to use it, and you got to know how to ask for it. Now, finding these stocks, first of all, before we go into the execution system, it's very easy. We just kind of work through our big percentage gainers. Some of you here are probably watching this on a recording. Maybe you're out there and just like see on my Twitter, like, how did you find this stock today, Fausto? Like, you had these big winners. We had a big winner today. That was pretty cool. As much as the market was down today, we had this stock was pretty good right here. I don't know. Did you guys see the stock right here? CRUB. This one was really nice. At 8:30, we found this morning. You could see it right here from 9:30. The stock ran from like, oops, let me show you right here a little bit. There you go. You can see that stock literally went from like $5.50, shot up all the way to almost like $6.70, which, by the way, it still looks strong. Okay, still looks pretty strong. But in a matter of like 15 minutes, if you do the math, that's literally almost $1. $1, you know, and you can see it right here. For some of you, you could probably see it there. You could see it there, right there. That was like one of the top stocks on my watch list. Okay, so anyway, I don't know about you, but if you bought 1,000 shares of a $5 stock and you make $1 on it, make $1,000, $250,000, who doesn't want that job, right? That's a $250,000 salary. And you don't have to trade the Tesla. Oh, but I can't take Tesla because it's too expensive. Let me trade the options. You don't got to trade the options. Sometimes you could trade the stock and just get away with just trading on that alone. So finding them is pretty easily. Now, how did I find them? I'm going to show you right here. You see that big percentage gainer right there? Blow this up so you guys can see this. Oh, it's like, why can't I move it? Here's a big percentage gainer. See it right there? It's the biggest percentage gainer. Not only that, but it's the most active stock on the NASDAQ. So listen, I know there are a lot of stocks on that watch list. You don't have to trade all of them. You just got to trade that one to make a day's pay. That's where it comes down to it. So let me move on. Some people ask me timing during the day. Is this a full-time job? Another big mistake people make. They get in trouble. They think it's a big mistake. They think you got to do this all day. Listen, I even came out with a clock. But, you know, here, you can even see it's even a mouse pad for some of you. See it right there? Look at that. Beautiful mouse pad. Best times and worst times to trade. All right. You can buy this on our website. I invented that clock about 30 years ago. So regarding about depending on times, depending on what part of the world you are, you could just trade the morning. You could trade the afternoon. Maybe if you want to just come during your lunch break. But there are just so many times when to trade. The market is moving all day. Okay. So that's one reason, a misconception people make, where they think like, oh, how much time is it going to take? Do I got to be there all day? No, that's completely false. All right. Finding the stocks, like I told you, are very easy. But the big thing is this. When you find them, how do we know they're going to continue to go up? How do we know where these orders are? So let me do a poll here really quick. I'm going to do another poll, okay? And my poll question is this. Do you have level 3 quotes? And you could see it as NASDAQ Book Viewer. And by the way, if you're watching on social media right now, on YouTube or whatever, you can just put in a chat. I'll just see what you guys are coming up in there. Just waiting for you guys to fill out that poll. Listen, if you don't know the answer, listen, just write no. Don't be embarrassed. Alan, Juan, Donald. I see Donald answered. Guys, don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy. What about everyone here on social media? I don't hear anybody there going out there and jumping out of that chair. You know what? How about this? If you don't answer it, I'll take it as a no. All right? Okay, look at that. So you can see the results. So now, listen, this is very important right now. Okay, I'm not kidding around. What I'm about to show you is going to be the most disturbing information you've ever heard of. Because what you're about to see, I'm going to show you how Wall Street trades. And how do I know that? Because I live in New York. I was trained by the best. I was a market maker. I was a trader for these firms. The same tools that we use today is the same tools that I used 30 years ago. The only different I told you is that you're not going to be licensed to do it anymore. All right. So let's talk about level 3, which is called NASDAQ Book Viewer. Now, if you go to our website, you'll see we're featured at NASDAQ. I've been there for several years now. And basically, this is basically going to show you where all the orders are on a specific stock. So what you're looking at right now is about 50% of the volume. Now let's just think. Could you just think about that for a second? Just think about that. You are seeing 50% of a stock that you're trading right now, the entire volume of every order that's out there. Who doesn't want that information? Like, wouldn't you like to know where everyone else is buying and selling stocks? Wouldn't that help you to what makes you think you know more than Goldman Sachs, right? What makes you think you know more than him or Merrill Lynch or Shearson? Or how about me or people at NASDAQ? But the exchanges are going to give you that data. So let me tell you what we're going to look at. So here you have an example. Let me show you how this works. On the left-hand side, these are your buyers. And on the right-hand side, those are your sellers. You got 3 very important columns: orders, shares, and bid. The bid is the price someone wants to buy it. The shares are how many want to be bought at that price. And the orders are what make all those shares. So, and you're seeing it more of a negotiated system. All these people who want to buy it, you see them, no matter what price you want to buy for, you'll be advertised there. Whatever price you want to sell it, you'll be advertised on your offer. It's kind of pretty self-explanatory, and I'll show you in a couple of examples. We're looking at a stock right here, CCL, and it was at 1780. You could see how it came down to the chart, and right around 1710, it hit this support level, and it went right back up to 1760. Now, how is that even possible? What made it bounce? What made that support? It wasn't Fausto. It wasn't, CNBC or Fox News, whatever business, whatever it is, or any market maker. It was, the reason for it is that there was 2 orders, one at 17, one at 1710, one for 56,000, one for 36,000. Okay. Those are real orders that are being advertised on the exchange. And guess what? When they got close to those buyers, boom, the stock went up. Same thing when we hit a resistance levels. Here we go. Stock goes from 1550, hits 1620, comes back down to 1550, hits 1620, comes back down to 1550. Why am I saying 50? The reason for that is because of a 25,000 share seller on the ask. That's the only reason why. Okay. It wasn't the 100 share seller and it wasn't the 200 share seller. But when you're getting close to a 25,000 share seller, that probably would explain what makes a resistance levels. I mean, think about it. What else can make a resistance level on a stock? Sellers. What makes support levels? Buyers. How many of you here are watching them? Not many. Let's check some examples that we did this week. Okay. Space was a nice little move. Stock goes from 550, hits resistance level of $6, and it comes back down to 560. Why did it hit resistance, and where is it going to go and hit support? Well, do you ever go out there and want to know like what drives these stocks? And it's all about knowing where the buyers are. And you could see here at 560, you have a big buyer right there for 89,000 shares. And when you look at the chart and you want to know, Okay, well, the stock went up, but it backed off. Why did it stop here at 560? Is because of that big order out there that showed up there for 89,000 shares. That's the only reason why that it did that, not because of any other reason. So by seeing that, it just makes things more clear where you should get in and where you should get out. Now let's go back to CCL again. All right. Here we have a stock that's going up. Okay. Now this chart right here certainly only doesn't really tell me that much. But when you own a stock and you ever own a stock and like, okay, do I sell it now? Like where do I get out? Like where is the resistance? I mean, you got a nice little profit here in about a couple, less than 2 hours. Does it continue? What is it going to do? Well, the thing is this. You need to know where the sellers are, okay? Because it doesn't matter what you think. It matters what the 81,000 share seller is going to do. And if you know you're coming up to that big of a seller and you're at 1722 and you're about 30 cents away from a major, major resistance, I don't care what you think. Your focus is to get out. Because if you didn't, you could convert a winner into a loser, or maybe just a little bit of a profit, but more concerning is you don't want to get involved in a big loser. And that's what you basically have right here. Because it's all about having a game plan. Because you got to remember, there are 76,000 orders out there that make up that 81,000. That's what it comes down to. Now, for anyone here that wants to know how to get Bookmap, okay, from your broker or from the exchange, jot down my email right now, and I'll be happy to give it to you. Go to faustop@ctucorp.com. There's my email. Jot it down. I'll be happy to give it to you, okay? Because what's the worst thing that could happen? That's so that you finally going to see that you want a stock and, now you get an opportunity to know where the streets, what they're doing. Because it's not about, it's about all about Wall Street, where they have their orders out there. And by you knowing they're out there, that's only going to help you become better. All right, now let's talk about level 4. Now, listen, I'm not even going to ask anybody this question. I mean, we're talking about, there were so many of you here that didn't even have level 3. Let's talk about level 4, okay? So you thought that was pretty cool? Wait till you see this. So here we're going to look at like on a more of a chart and seeing like orders. And not only that, but this is something more of a heat map where you get to see it more on a long-term trade and how long he's been out there. Has he added to it? All this cool stuff. So here we have a stock, CCL. All right. Now, CCL is going back to, because this stock's been a pretty fun stock to trade lately, Carnival Cruise Line. So here you have a stock that's going down. And you'll notice that right around here, you have, you want to know, do I buy it? Do I know I take a loss? Whatever it is. But what happened right here, when we got it right around $18.80, all of a sudden a buyer shows up for 137,000 shares. Now, there are buyers everywhere, and you have a stock you started at 1924, and now right now at 30 minutes, you're like, my God, it's breaking new lows. Indicators show me it's going lower, but all of a sudden this person shows up. You see that little red line right there? He shows up just a little bit past 956. Well, guess what? Not only he wanted to buy it, but he couldn't get it, and he continued to bid up for it. He ended up paying $18.90. Then he went up to, $19. And you could see how he canceled his order. He bid it up. He canceled. He bid it up. And this is what we kind of call a ladder effect, where people just keep going out there and just bidding it up, buying more and more and more. Kind of makes sense. Listen, if you can't get a stock and all of a sudden like, oh my God, I got to buy it. This guy wants it. The only thing you could do is keep bidding it up. Well, guess what? You think the only person think of that? It happens every day in the stock market. And then sure enough, look where the stock went, all the way up to about 1950. That just kind of makes things more simple and explains a little bit better how these stocks keep breaking up. Okay, so how can I find support levels? Because sometimes you might go out there and be like, okay, so I own a stock, losing money, you know what I mean? Like, or maybe you will focus on, you want to buy it. Here's an opportunity to get into a stock. Well, Here we have a stock IONQ, okay? And you'll notice that there are several buyers that hovering around 18, 12, 25,000, 25,000, 26,000. Look at all those red lines right there, okay? It's almost like obvious. So here you have a stock, you're like, okay, I'm thinking about buying this stock, and like, oh, damn it, is it too late to buy it? Do I chase it? And you're like, it's too much. But when you got buyers out there bidding up the stock like that, even though you missed it 10, 15, 20 cents later, you know, this stock will continue to go higher because all of a sudden you have that big buyer out there, and then boom, I mean, stock shot up all the way to 1336. I mean, you could see these buyers out there just holding it. And when it got down to them, you know, this is what support levels become, how the resistance levels become support levels. You know, because here you are, you remember we were looking down here at 1130, and this is those orders we were looking at right here. Look how much that stock went from 12 all the way to 230. I mean, you're talking almost $1 run. Might not sound like a lot to you, but I don't know, 1,000 shares, $12,000 investment, $1,000, $250,000 salary. I'll take that any day. Want to see more? No problem. Not convinced? Look at this example. 12,000 share iceberg order at $42. Now, it's not as substantial as the ones we saw before, but you know what? When you have sellers out there and buyers between 100 shares, 500 shares, and so on, and you get this big order out here for about 11.8, which is about 12,000, you see it right there. Well, guess what? He shows up. Stock's already trading at 42.36. Well, guess what? Once he started showing up, you literally had about 10 minutes, and now the stock's at 43.66. So you're talking a $22 stock, and all of a sudden want to try to figure out, how did the stock get so higher? Why did it go up so fast? Well, shoot, not only was at that 12,000, but you'll notice he added to the position. Now we're at 16,000. We were at 11.8. Now we're at 16.4. And then when he started showing up, you could see that color got redder and redder, because as someone adds to it, you know, the color will get brighter and brighter. It's like, it's so cool. Now, let me ask you, you're probably still not convinced? No problem. I'll show you more. All right. Mara. I don't know how more obvious to make this, but look at this example. Here you have a stock that goes from $12 and then it shoots up all the way to 13. And you'll see right around here, once the market opened up at 9:30, this seller has been out there ever since. And now we're already past about 10:15. So the thing about trading is having a game plan, right? Always having a game plan. Now here you have a big resistance levels right here at 13. And then all of a sudden you're like, holy crap. I mean, like, what do I do with 187,000 share seller out there? I don't know. You tell me. Okay. I probably get out of it, because not only did that seller show up, but another seller showed up after that. Another 186. So you're talking over 300,000 shares are going to be sold there. Okay. 300,000. Look at that. My God. Still want to hold it? Well, guess what? When he showed up, look what ended up happening. Now we went from 1320. Now we're down to 1284. And this is the big thing I want to point out to you. I don't know. Did a chart tell you that? Did some indication tell you that? Did a Fibonacci tell you that? No, it didn't. None of that stuff told you that. But everybody wants to learn how to read a chart. Everybody wants to learn how to use these indicators. Everybody wants to learn all that stuff. How about just following the money? Because think about it. If you're here because you want to take matters in your own hands and you want to start learning how to invest your own money for you, you got to learn how to play the game. And 95, I would hate to say 99% of you, but think about it. Anyone here using this technology, unless you're a student of CTU, or unless you worked. Now, what we call these are iceberg orders. These are ICE orders. Okay. What is an iceberg? It's a big block order. I don't know if you ever watched it. What happened to the Titanic? Didn't work out too well for them. All right. So CCL, look what ended up happening with this stock right here, $17. In a matter of an hour, it comes up to this big ICE order at 17, not only at 1750, but you could see how it got darker and darker. Now we're talking not no 10, 20, 100,000 share. Now we're talking 329,000. When he showed up, the stock goes from 1750 all the way back down to 17. I mean, you look at the chart and you're like, why is the stock channeling? Why is it not breaking that 1750? It's not going to tell you the past. What I'm showing you is the future. That's what we're looking at right here, the future of these orders. Now, how about a breakout? Let's talk about a breakout, okay? So here we have a stock with a 965,000 share seller. Now, in theory, you'd be like, damn, Fausto, you just showed me 12,000, 16,000, 300,000, a million shares. Definitely iceberg order, okay? I understand. And you know what? You're right. That is a big resistance levels. But let's think about this for a second. Can people buy? You know, you ever see a house go for sale and like, damn, I should have bought the house 2 years ago. And I thought it was a lot of money then. Now the damn thing doubled. Listen, there's an ass for every seat, I say. Okay, well, guess what? Somebody went out there and he bought those shares. And how do we know we bought them? Look at the volume bar down here. Look at that green ball. That green ball, greens means transactions on the offer. Reds means transactions on the bid. That's the reason why the stock went up. So when you see stocks, you're like, damn, well, how does the stock break a resistance level? How did they get past these, you know, everything else? Well, I don't want to contradict what I said, but resistance levels can be broken. Support levels can be broken. Big seller out there wants to get out of it. Somebody could buy from him. He's advertising it. I don't know if he's happy right now getting out of it, but sure enough, he sold it. And who knows? Maybe he was taking profit taking. Maybe he owned it at 430, and he's selling at 470, and he wants to make himself, you know, what is that? 40 cents on a million shares. Who knows? You know, but at the end of the day, it's not your decision to figure it out. It's you watching and see what they're doing so you can see what's happening in the future. Let's go back to Mara for one last example, okay, of a stock that does not want to break resistance. Just want to show you one more. So here you have a stock going up beautifully, $14. It's getting close to that resistance levels of 15, and you got 100,000 share seller out there, okay? And look what ended up happening. It got to that seller, it hit it, it came back down to 1460. It hit it, it came back down to 1460, okay? I mean, think about it. How do you know where resistance levels are? That's how you figure it out. Now, what I want to do right now is this. I can't keep talking, right? How about you? How about everyone here? How about you tell me of a stock that you want to watch, or you're watching any stock, anyone in the stock right now? Because what I'll do right now is I'll tell you where the orders are. Okay, let me see. Anyone have a stock that you're in? Anybody have a stock out there? Give me any stock that you're in. I'm going to look it up for you, and I'll tell you, and we'll see if you guys know what you're doing. Apple. Okay, of course. Brand name, right? Does this work on brand name? Why not? Of course. Let's bring it up. Let's look at the data. I'll share it up over here. It'll take a little bit more time because it has a lot of trading going on. And let's look at Apple over here. Apple. So Apple is on a little bit of an uptrend today. Okay. So Apple, you can see it right here, had a big run from like 180. Let me blow this up here a little bigger. You can see it ran from 186 to 150. Now it's going close to this 190, 120. Now it's starting to go back down. Now the game plan is what's driving it up and it's driving it down. So when I zoom out, you can see right now that there was a ladder effect kicking in, and this seller got executed, but now it's coming up to this big seller right here. You could see it for about 52,000 shares. And when it got close to it, now it's starting to back off. Kind of explains it. You can see it was a big buyer here. It hit support levels. It came up. Then a buyer came up here, ran up. So the goal is, now that big seller's not here, that's probably one of the reasons why it's trending down. The only person that's going to help support you right now is this 40,000 share buyer at 190, 190 and 80 cents. Now, for some of us out there that want to do more of a swing trade, okay, if I zoom out, you want to have a good game plan, there's a 225,000. Because let's say some of you, like you're saying, you're a little micromanaging with those orders. Well, if you're a long-term trader, I can tell you this is about there's a 223,000 share seller at 195. Now, when I go to the long trade right here, you blow this up. This is a long. This is the long-term trade right here. Okay, right here. I'm gonna zoom in closer. You guys notice anything? You notice anything? Notice anything? Let me zoom in over here a little bit closer. Hold on. Boom. Boom. See anything? Back on the 30th of June, that stock hit a resistance levels at $194.46. Got close to that 195. You don't think that guy's been out there ever since? And you know what? If you saw that as a swing trade and you got out, because that's a lot of shares. Look what happened. Now the stock is down to 190. And you know what? It's going up, but if you had that stock at 182 and you had a game plan, it'd be nice to sell at that highs. That's where that comes in. Let me see. We got Brandon on YouTube. He's like, Fausto, could you check out this stock right here? IWM. All right, so you're talking about an ETF, right? This is a stock you're looking at, an ETF, right? So let me bring it up over here and see what we got going on. IWM. See what we got going on here. So ETFs are a little bit harder to read, and you could see it. They're very, very spotty, but if you could kind of get a sense of those little red lines right there, 182, 180, it's kind of hard to read. You know, it's not as easy. Like, I don't really trade ETFs because this is the problem that you have with them. But all in all, you can kind of get a little sense of where resistance levels are on that. Apple's a little bit better. But let me show you something maybe a little bit better here. Here's a stock we traded this morning, PSNY, right? Look at this order right here. Here's a stock. As soon as the sellers showed up right around here for about 126,000, look what ended up happening. The stock goes up, he shows up, boom, now the thing just came right back down to $4. I mean, this is what you do to kind of trade today's volatile markets. All right. Now, the next question all of you probably asking is, how do I learn more? How can I trade side by side? Because you know what you're seeing right here, you're probably all wondering, you know what? How do people doing this? How are you figuring this stuff out? Well, what I want to do is this, okay? I want to invite all of you guys to come join my trading room. Here's our trading room right now. Here's all our instructors. Look at all our instructors right here. Alex, Josh, Rich, John, all these traders right here. Look at all our students here on the left-hand side, okay? These are all our traders right here. I want you to come, and I wanted you to join us in that room to see if this really does make sense, if this really does work. So, but to do that, you have to learn before you can earn. And, you know, I know everybody wants to go out there and get that crystal ball and someone tell them what to do. But you know what? It's not about you, someone telling you. You need to figure out your own. You can't always babysit your kids. They have to grow up. Well, guess what? Not to be rude, but you have to grow up on your own. You need to know how to think for yourself. You need to know when to take losses. You need to know, you can't sit there and be in denial. You have to learn how to do it. This is why CyberTrade University, which I could almost guarantee, that you won't find another school out there that's being endorsed by more brokerage firms and exchanges than anyone out there. And I know that because I've done my homework. I've competed up against them. I know people that had tried other schools, and other brokerage firms told me about them. Well, there's a reason why I've been around for 30 years. And most importantly, there's a reason why we have a 5-star rating on Google. Okay. Hell, you might not even find, you know what you should do? You should go check out, if anyone took education, you should go and check them out and see if you can find any ratings on them. Some of them don't even have ratings. Okay. Because you could take it down. But for doing it for 30 years and having that type of a rating is pretty, impressive, I feel. Now, everyone will get access to this room, and this is what we're going to do. We start live trading in the morning at 9 a.m. We actually start at 8 a.m. Eastern time, so we could do a lot of pre-market. We do commentary from 9 to 10:30, And then we come back from 2:30 to 4. This is all live commentary that we do. Okay. So you won't just see silence. You'll hear it's audio. You'll see us talk to the traders. You'll see us working together like a team, all this cool stuff. And the reason why I want you to come in here is because I want you to see how other traders think for themselves. Now we have weekly gurus that come in our trading room. So we're pushing education to everybody out there. Okay. We're not pushing people to buy anything. We're not telling anybody to buy anything. We're just showing you how to read the market and how to think for yourself. Now, this is what it's going to cost. And this is all you have to do. Get your phone right now or type in that ctu.co trial address right there. And all it's going to cost you is $9. Now, you're probably wondering, what's the catch? I'll tell you what the catch is. There is no catch. I'm looking for traders I could teach so I could trade with it, but I'm asking for $9 is because I want to know if you're a real person or not. All right. We got a lot of people out there. Some of you here for free. And you know what? I don't know who you are. I don't know where you came from. I don't know if you're a heckler. I don't know if you're a competitor. I don't know who you are. But you know what? I know when you put money on the line, we're going to eliminate about 90% of you that are serious and not serious. Now, this is what you're going to get for the $9. All right. Because you're going to get a lot of content. Oh, and by the way, money back guarantee. I don't need your $9. Do I look like I need $9? Okay. The picture right behind me that you see, that Ferrari picture, that thing's worth, tens of thousands. I don't need $9. I need traders that want to trade side by side with me and my staff that really want to learn how to invest, learn how to think for themselves. Because when you're there, we're working together like a team. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get you're going to get live trading in our trading room, the first trading room that started in today's industry. You're going to get workshops. You're going to get traders library. And I'm going to throw a bonus in there. I am going to allow the first 20 people that register right now to have a free coaching class with me. I mean, think about it. Why would you not? All this stuff for $9, okay? And I'm going to give you my book. So think about it. I know a lot of you love to read. You want the most number one seller of day trading books. There you go. I'm going to teach you how to beat market makers their own game. All for $9. All right. Now we posted a link up there. You can click on that link. Or like I said, you could scan it by using your QR code right here. No problem. All right. Now, what I'd like to do for the next couple of minutes before we all go, does anyone have any questions I could answer? Anything you might want to know about, just please feel free to put in the chat. Now, as some of you are registering right now, just a couple of things I want to just clarify. So some people always ask me, when could I start? You could start right now. Or maybe you want to start on Monday. Maybe you want to do some of the workshops first. You could do that. So, but no one's going to get access to the trading room until you actually physically talk to one of our education advisors. There's going to be a feature where you're going to be able to make an appointment with them. When you click on that appointment right there on that trial, you'll be able to go out there and schedule a time. He'll do a walkthrough with you. And you know what amazes me? People always ask me, like, I can't believe you're getting all this for $9. Like why? I told you why. First of all, we want to show you the quality and the experience of my staff. Okay. This is not a call center. You're not going to be dealing with somebody from another country which nothing wrong with that, but everybody here is works to CTU. You're going to see the professionalism, the customer service, because I know a lot of you need hand holding, and here's your opportunity to do it. But we want to give you the best experience as possible. Now, let me see any other questions out there. Okay, another question is, do I need a brokerage account? No, you don't. You don't need any money to do this. Okay. The only money you need is the $9. That's it. $9. Listen, we don't want you to buy anything. A lot of you want to see people put money where their mouth is. You want to know why I was a 12-time champion? Actually, should have been a 25-time champion. Half the schools didn't show up because they were embarrassed they're going to lose. That's another funny story I'll tell you later. But come in there and see what we're doing. Think about it. If I could show you how to just make a fraction to supplement your income, you know what? Listen, we know Social Security is not paying enough. We know we don't like giving it to pension people. You saw what's happened with the market today being down 430 points. You know what? Go out there and just learn how to do it. What's the worst thing that could happen? You find out that trading is not for you. And honestly, that's not really a bad thing. It's really not. Any other questions? Yes. Money back guaranteed, $9. Listen, when you fill out and you register, just to let you know that there's going to be 5 questions that we ask. We need to know a little bit more about you. Tell us, do you have a brokerage account? So want to make sure you have the right system you're using. Have you taken education before? Let us know, because that we'll know exactly what kind of style you've been teaching. Do you do options? Do you do futures? Do you do stocks? Listen, every one of you here need to learn how to trade. You can't go out there and think you're going to go out there and trade. And listen, even what I did today, please don't do anything that I taught you, because you'll do more harm than good. We got these workshops for you. You're talking $9. That's it. Now, just a couple of shout outs really quick. I got a couple of people that registered. I'd like to thank some of you here. I got Crystal, welcome aboard. Welcome to the team. Nicholas, I see you just registered. Welcome to the team. Thank you very much. I see some of you registering right now. Now, listen, if you register, I recommend you to be in the trading room for at least about 2 days. You don't got to be there all day, maybe an hour. Try to be there the most volatile times of the market. And then usually make your appointment with me about 2 days later when you talk to education advisor. And at that time, we'll discuss your situation, find out what you're doing right now, see what mistakes you're making, all that good stuff. And then, like I said, we'll see if if this is something for you or not. Because listen, you think $9 expensive? I got people lose. Some of you lost that within seconds. You know what I mean? So why not go out there and just learn how to do it the right way? I just joined 2 days ago. Still new, but great so far, Donald. Well, Don, thank you very much. I really appreciate that, Don. And you know what, Don, you haven't seen nothing yet. I mean, there's just so much more to cover, within that 2 days, especially those workshops and everything else. And then, you know what? Some people are asking, what does it cost after? Listen, if someone could teach you how to make a 6-figure salary, okay, does it matter? People going to college and they're dropping $250,000. You got the president trying to cancel student debt, okay, because tuition's been so expensive. People so in debt. But you know what? If you went to school and you're making that 6-figure salary, does it matter? You probably wouldn't have made it if you wouldn't go to school in the first place. All right. But before you actually go out there and make that investment, don't you want to know if it's something for you? And you know what's going to start out? By filling out an application for $9. That's all you should care about right now is $9. Okay. And then you'll see, you know what? Does everything I was looking for? Where do I sign up? And then we'll worry about and have that conversation later. Okay. Question here. As additional bonus. Yes, that's right. So we are going to be sending you my book too. You're going to get that too once you register. You're going to love it. It's a fast read. Listen, I didn't want to make something you're going to be there forever. I want something that's going to take you pretty quick to read. And I can almost guarantee you're going to read it 2-3 times. That's what's going to be fun about it. All right. Okay. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get ready to get back into my trading room. I'd like to thank you all for coming here today. Look forward to teaching you all. And, like I said, just don't be shy. Money back guaranteed. Take your phone, scan it. I'll see you in the trading room. If you're watching this recording, like I said, more than welcome to, get that benefit also. Just remember, you got to learn before you can earn. All right. With that said, everyone, thank you for listening. Appreciate it. And look forward to teaching all of you in the upcoming classes. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.